Today I'm going to show you how to make my favorite Kung Pao. This is one of my favorites whenever my family makes Chinese. You're going to need all of the ingredients listed before you, including the sugar. When you look at the recipe at the very end of it, by the way, like how it looks, doesn't look like it may need sugar, but I'm just saying it does. Now, this, you're going to want to chop these just around the same size, like roughly the same size, not really the same shape, just roughly the same size. Not really like a complete, like not huge, but like you want them to be bite size, but they should be around the same size so they have the same cooking time, if that makes sense. So yeah, putting this in the bowl. Now, for the cornstarch, just remember that if you're in a humid climate and you leave it out, that will stick to the bowl. And also if there's water in there, just remember that. That happens later in the video. Just pointing that out. Now we're chopping these green onions. And these green onions are like, they should be around the same size as the chicken. You should do really around the same thing with the chicken. Now, for the ginger, some people use a potato slicer or potato peeler. What am I saying? Potato peeler. Basically, it doesn't really matter. Using a knife works the same way. It effectively does the exact same thing. The only difference with the potato peeler may be that it's maybe a little bit more, but really, it's not that big of a deal. Now, when it comes to the ginger, you want these to be in like flat, like floorboard like sort of things. It's like making floorboards out of a log. Now, after you've made those floorboard type stuff, you want to make these into like little matchsticks. I know how that sounds. And yes, all of you in the comment section, I can already hear you. Next, you want to do pretty much the same thing with the garlic. It's not going to be the exact same thing, but because you should be able to peel the garlic. You should be able to like do that with the garlic. It's kind of a basic knife skill. Not really a knife skill, but like kitchen skill. And then for these, you really want to make them into small matchsticks. My dad did say that a couple of these were too small, but it didn't really matter. It had the same taste. It doesn't really matter what size they are, as long as they look like matchsticks. Like, you're not mincing them, so you're not making them into tiny cubes, but you are making them into these little matchsticks. And all of you in the class can already hear me. I can already hear you screaming. Now we're putting in, this is the part where the cornstarch rather embarrassingly sticks. I was banging at this for a while and tried to scrape it out and stuff, and it didn't really work. So yeah, next here's the sugar. This is really the only time you're going to use the sugar. It's on the sauce. That should dissolve into the sauce and make it slightly sweeter. Next, this is the chili peppers. It may not look like it, but this will get all over your hands, and it's not a good idea to touch your eyes afterwards. Like, you really want to just wash your hands after you're done with these. Now, I'm only putting 3 in, but you can put, like, more if you want it to be killer. As you can see, those are the 3 chilies. You put the oil in the pan, you put the chilies, not too soon after, the garlic and the ginger, and then you should stir that around for a little bit. And after stirring it around for a little bit, you should add the chicken after some marinating, which it pretty much should be close to done by the time you're done with the vegetables. Now, I did skip ahead here. Just, you want these to be mostly cooked before you add these peppercorns, or as they're called in the package, ash seeds. Now, after the chicken is fully cooked, you want to add the green onions and the peanuts from earlier in the video. Then you should stir that around for a little bit, like get them mixed in with the chicken so that the sauce gets distributed evenly. Now, after stirring this around for a little bit, you're going to eventually put in the sauce, which you'll see here in a little bit. But yeah, this sauce is the whole sugar thing that you had earlier. This should you should stir this around until it mostly coats the chicken entirely, until it looks like this. This should be your end product. Not the same bowl, but I mean, this should be what the chicken looks like. And here it is at the crazy dinner that we had that night.